Hey, welcome to another episode of Coffee with Creators. My name is Rob Balasabas. If you are watching this on YouTube, glad to see you here. If you're listening to this on the podcast, well, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Really glad to have you here today. Really want to dive into some questions, some really common questions around launching a membership. And so I'm going to share my screen because we're going to jump right into it. I want to respect your time. I know it's super important and valuable. And so let me share my screen here so that we can jump straight into things. All right. So here we go. All right. There we go. Give me a second. I am adding this to the stream. We're having some difficulty. All right. Okay. So some common questions around starting a membership. For those of you, if you are listening, if you're watching the replay or live, let me know in the comments. So send me a DM on Instagram or LinkedIn. I want to know who is launching a membership, who has a membership already. It's really, really important for me just to get a gauge of the folks here in the audience, in the community. How many of you have a membership? All right, really curious. I see Bowling with the Fef here. What's up, Rob? Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Awesome. It's been a little while. So yeah, common questions about starting a membership. This is a really, there's so many questions as you kind of go through as a creator. What do I build? I want to build a membership. I want to build recurring revenue. I want to build a paid community. I want to do all of these things. But I have some questions, things that maybe I am aware of that I am hesitant and is stopping me from building a membership. And then also questions that, man, I don't know how to put it into questions. I don't know how to put it into words. And so hopefully this session here today, this video, this podcast, if you're listening to this on the podcast, hopefully this gets your gears turning about some of the questions that you should be asking yourself that maybe you're like, hey, yeah, I think these are my questions. And so let's dive into that and not waste any time here. So the first question is, what should I include in my membership? What should you put into your membership? What are the deliverables that you should have in your membership? What should you be providing and bringing to your community, your paid community? What should those things be? So what should I include in my membership? Now, in my opinion, there's really three things that you should have in a really successful membership. There is two of them is content. I'll dive into that a little bit. But the third is probably the most important part of your membership to sustain and also reduce your churn, increase the lifetime value of your memberships. There you go. Andrew Can, good to see you here, sir. Taking notes, he says. So that's going to be community. And so the first two out of the three is content. So what you want to have is on-demand content, right? A library of content that your members can watch and consume on their own, right? Really important, really basic. This could be content that you already are creating on YouTube. This could be exclusive content, but content that is on demand, a library of content that is available to you, available to your members. The second deliverable that I find is really key in a successful membership is live stream content. So this is access to you, right? Your members are paying, and the value that they get, part of it that they're seeking is access to you as a thought leader. And so we've got Andrew Can here, who is a fantastic content creator, just a brilliant guy around building a YouTube channel, building YouTube channels, and really understands how this works. And so inside, I know he's got a Discord server with his community there. And so every now and then they do live streams, and that's really helpful, right? In the live streams, you're able to connect with your audience. They're able to ask you questions and really build that community. They're able to interact with each other, right? And so that's a big part of what members are looking for, is to connect with like-minded people. And so first, on-demand content. Second part that's really important inside a membership is live stream content. And the third is your private community. Having a community to support the content. So they'll consume content, they'll go to the live stream, and then they'll come back. They'll come back to the community where they can then discuss some of those ideas, ask questions, to connect with other members. And that community is growing, it's organic, it's always active. That's where you want that community to be. And once people, your members, are connecting with you, and more importantly connecting with other members, then they're less likely to cancel that membership, right? They're less likely to cancel that membership, and so more likely to stay on with you, and your churn will go down, right? It will reduce. All right, so hopefully that answers that first question. So what should I include in my membership? Let me know if you have any follow-up questions to that about what you should include in your membership. It is really important that we answer that question. All right, now some other things that you can include here. You can include courses, right? If just because you have new content, you can also include courses. So this could be a series of videos. You can include member spotlights. So every week or every month, maybe you bring on one of your successful members, and they get to share their story. They get to share their journey, the things that they are taking action on from your membership, and reporting back to the members about some of their success and their wins. You could do Q&A sessions, of course, like I said, networking opportunities. So you could do a session where you just have people sort of connect and share their business, do breakout sessions, and then come back to the main room, things like that. Networking opportunities is always really fun. If you offer any software deals or discounts from partners for tools and services, that could be another perk that you could provide. You can do challenges as well, 7-day challenges, 30-day challenges within your community, so that really, get them to take action. That's really, really fun. Member feedback and input. So you could do a hot seat where rather than sharing their wins, maybe every month or every couple of weeks, you have one of your members take a hot seat where essentially they get to share their challenges with the members only, right? A really close, safe space that you've created inside your membership where, your members can share their challenges, and then everybody can chime in and speak into those challenges, because most likely, if they're like-minded folks in the same, industry or type of work or type of thing within your membership, you brought them together, there's a common thread. And so they're able to speak into some of those challenges perhaps and help each other out. And so you become less of the expert, and you empower the rest of your community to help each other as well. All right. So those are some of the things that you can do inside of your membership, that you can provide in terms of what you should include inside of your membership. All right. So let's move on to the next question. This has been really fun. Hopefully that first question, you got something out of that. Let's move on to the next question here. So next question. How do I know if my content is suitable for a monthly private membership? Okay, really good question. How do I know if my content is suitable for a private membership, right? How do I know that? Is my content the type of content that people would pay membership for? Is it suitable, right? Does this make sense for me, right? Does the membership model make sense for me? Should I be doing that? Should I be looking at alternatives? Is that something that makes sense? I get that question a lot. People are worried, like, hey, I don't know if membership's for me. I think people will. I'm not sure people will pay for it. I don't know. So there's a lot of doubt, a lot of self-talk that's happening there, right? And so how do you determine if your content is suitable for a monthly private membership? Now, I have some thoughts on this. This is probably something, if you want, you can you need to kind of talk it through with somebody, right? And kind of bounce some ideas off. This is also what these live streams are for. But here's some thoughts, maybe some questions that I would ask myself if I were in your shoes and you're wondering how do I know if my content is suitable for a private monthly membership? First, assess the demand. You want to look at the market, right? You want to do some research. You want to analyze if there's sufficient audience that's interested in your niche, that's willing to pay for a monthly membership, right? Are there already memberships around, or private communities, paid communities around your niche, right? If there is, it's great news. If those other existing memberships in your niche is already it already exists and is successful, even better, right? That means the demand is there, right? Somebody's already tested the market, tested the waters, and they have the answer that yes, there is demand. People are willing to pay for this, right? You want to evaluate the exclusivity, right? Consider whether your content can be offered in a way that's exclusive and not readily available somewhere else for free, right? You want to determine the recurring value, right? So you want to see if you can consistently provide valuable and engaging content on an ongoing basis to justify an ongoing fee, ongoing monthly membership fee. Just remember that a membership is typically charged monthly, which is really good for you as the creator because you get to charge every single month and you can rely and predict your revenue, right? Every single month. But at the same time, it's a two-sided coin, as two-sided sword, two-edged, double-edged sword, as they say, I guess, as they say. And so you do need to provide value every single month, right? You also want to gauge your audience's engagement. So you want to look at the level of engagement and interaction you currently receive from your audience to gauge their interest and willingness to participate in a membership community. You want to do some market research, right? You want to talk to or at least survey your audience, right? Maybe send them a questionnaire, send them a survey, get feedback, maybe hop on a call with a few of your audience members that are super loyal, that comment on everything, that have bought your courses in the past, and you want to speak to them and, hey, I want to run this idea by you. I'm planning to build a membership. I'm planning to launch a private community. I'm thinking of charging around this much. What do you think? Right? Is this something that would add value to you? Is this something that you would join? Right? You want to ask those very direct questions, but you want to ask open-ended questions as well. You want to evaluate the scalability of a membership for your niche, for your particular content. Determine if your content and resources can be scaled or at least expanded to accommodate a growing membership base without compromising the quality, right? The beautiful thing about a membership is that it's one to many. And so you can scale a membership business pretty well without much output of expenses and many additional full-time employees and things like that. I have come across a lot of very successful memberships that have been run solo by solo creators, and that works out really well as well. All right, and so you want to look at that for sure. You want to validate through pilot programs. This is probably the last point I'll make around this question, is that you want to test the viability of a membership model by launching a pilot program, a test program, or offering a limited time trial to gauge the interest and gather feedback from early adopters, right? These are your super fans. These are the folks that love everything that you create and will sign up for everything that you create. They comment on everything. They share everything. They're your super fans. They open all your email newsletters, and you want to get on calls with them, and you want to possibly launch a pilot program with them. All right. And so hopefully that answers that question. And I know that there's going to be other questions that come up as, your original questions are answered. And so if there's any follow-up questions to this one, please let me know in the chat, in the comments, or send me a DM. I would love to hear about them. All right. So let's get on to the next question here. Common question around memberships as you start them is, how can I differentiate my monthly private membership from similar offerings in the market? So how can you stand apart from the rest of the market? Now that you've validated that there are other memberships out there, there's other programs out there in your niche, in your space, how can you differentiate yourself and make yourself more attractive, more appealing to potential members out there? Now, before I jump into this question, I also want to say that don't feel like you are super competing with other membership offerings out there. In this space that we're in, the creator economy, on YouTube, digital media, social media, like this content online, the end user, the people that you want to become members, don't typically just sign up for one membership or one paid community. They typically will sign up for multiple, right? So don't feel like, hey, there's already so many memberships out there, or hey, there's one membership out there, one paid community that just is just dominating the market. Don't be afraid of that. That's good. That's validating that there is a market, there is a desire, and there's an appetite for membership in that particular niche, in that space. And it's not really competition, right? It might be a sort of an aggressive statement, but it's not really competition, because there's so much business out there, and there's so many people out there that will gravitate to you versus other people, right? And so you have a voice, you have a unique voice. This is really even just sort of, the very basics of, hey, there's so many channels out there that talk about the content I want to talk about. And so I'm not going to make a YouTube channel. Well, there's so many people that, want to, that you have a voice that resonates with specific groups of people, a specific type of person. And so don't be afraid. And so I just want to say that. But as you are building your membership, it's natural to find ways to, stand above the crowd, right? There it is. My man, Tech with Terrence. I like the new name, by the way, Tech with Terrence. He's saying that it's like having Netflix and Disney Plus, right? Exactly. So yeah, don't be afraid. Especially the more niche you get with your membership, the less competition you have, just the more specific you get, the more, you can have, for example, personal example here. There are lots of, programs, memberships, private communities around the creator economy and building revenue streams for creators. I am building a program right now, a membership right now, private community specifically for people, creators that are looking to build a membership. And so it's very meta, but it's membership. It's a membership for people that are building memberships, right? And so it sounds really funny, but the more niche you are with your programs, with your private community, and the things that you're talking about, and the things you're helping people with, then you're going to have less competition. All right. So there you have it. So now let's jump into this question. How could I differentiate myself, my membership, from other offerings in the market? First, you want to identify your unique value proposition, right? What sets your membership apart? You really just have to have a heart-to-heart talk with yourself here and think through what are the things that are going to make this membership different than others that are out there. You want to then clearly communicate that. You want to put that right up front in your landing page, the unique benefits that you offer. Maybe it's your experience, right? Your access, right? Your knowledge. Those things will set your membership apart. And also the value that the members will receive, right? Maybe it's a certain type of achievement that you've had. And so that's really important. You want to niche down. Like I said, you want to niche down, which is really important. You want to focus on a specific niche or target audience that may be underserved or overlooked by existing memberships, right? And so by allowing you to cater to their specific needs, then you are going to, hit some specific points that they're not going to be able to get anywhere else. They're going to they're not going to be able to get these benefits, this knowledge, this experience, this advice anywhere else, because again, you have a unique voice, right? You want to offer specialized expertise, right? Showcase your unique expertise, your skills, your knowledge in a particular area to position your membership as the go-to resource for really in-depth insights and guidance. Okay, you want to in our world now, where there's so much automation, there's so much tech happening, really offer personalized support. I can't harp on that enough, but offering personalized support, coaching, mentorship, and really not going for hundreds and thousands of members, because initially you're not going to be able to scale that. You're just not going to be able to keep all those connections strong. And so, keep a very small, tight-knit community, as tight-knit as you can, that you can handle with your bandwidth as you grow this membership, these private communities. and so that you are able to maintain those relationships. You're able to hear your members and get to know them on a personal level and offer personalized support really quickly, answering their questions, listening to them, guiding them, and then helping them win, because those initial cohorts or batches of paying members are going to be the ones that are going to shout from the mountaintops about how amazing your membership is. And they'll be the ones that are going to be the ones that you're going to get testimonials from, that you'll use for future marketing efforts and things like that. They'll be the ones that are going to be sharing your membership with other people that would benefit from your membership and your private communities. And so you want to make sure that you offer personalized support. That's really, really important. Okay. You want to collaborate with experts. This is one that again, it's not a competition out there. It sounds really, really crazy to say that this, it's competition on YouTube. Is, to me, my opinion, is really irrelevant, right? Amongst content creators and thought leaders and experts out there, there's really no more competition. Really, what you want to do is you want to collaborate. There's a really awesome quote that I shared recently on Instagram. I saw this quote. I forgot, it was a musician that had shared this quote, and he says, I'm paraphrasing here, but he says, the competition is something that only happens at the bottom. The people at the top are collaborating. I just love that. I just love that quote. I bring it up as often as I can because I really do agree with it. And so that's really the way to go. All right, collaborate as often as possible. You want to offer flexible pricing options. I know I'm kind of going around here. There's bouncing around a lot of different ways to win and stand out, but you want to offer some flexible pricing options. Not too many, but be flexible, especially in the beginning, right? You want to introduce some flexible pricing tiers or plans that can cater to different budgets and needs. Unless you really are, say, hey, I really want to hit the high ticket, sort of like super advanced and high ticket, and I'm not going to be flexible. That's all good too. That's a business choice that you're going to make. All right. So provide ongoing value, right? Continuous update. Always. It's a game of membership. So with a membership, people are going to see your fee charged every single month on their credit card. You're going to say, hey, Andrew's membership charged again this month. All right, cool. I want to make sure. So you want to make sure that when they see that charge, they can justify it and say, hey, I got lots of value this month. I joined Andrew's members only workshop, members only live streams, members only Q&A sessions. He had a lot of really awesome content that I could watch on demand on my own. The community, I have a lot of really good friends there now. I've been collaborating with them. We've been exchanging, leads and business and things like that. And so you want to make sure that you are always providing ongoing value. All right. And so evolving, this is going to be the last advice here around this question. There's way more that's on my mind, but for today, I just want to say last thing you want to do is you want to evolve and iterate, right? Evolve and iterate. You got to be adaptable. You got to be responsive to member feedback and market trends. You got to listen to your members. And when they give you feedback, don't take it personal. Actually, do take it personal. But don't take it as an insult. Don't take it as a put down. Really listen to them because they care. They're paying and they're invested in your membership. They're invested in your private community. And so make sure that you are listening to them and you are taking that feedback and applying and taking whether the entire thing and applying it to some change, some improvement in your membership, or at the very least, making sure that you let them know that they're being heard and that you are, hey, you know what, this is good advice. I've thought this through. And then you decide whether or not you're going to take action on it. But you want to make sure that you let that member know that this is a safe place. I want you to keep giving me feedback because your feedback helps me evolve and adapt and see my blind spots as well. So that's really, really important. Okay. All right. So again, if you have any follow-up questions to this question, differentiating yourself and your private membership from other offerings in the market, let me know in the comments. Let's go on to the next one. All right. Okay. Next question here is, What are the key benefits of starting a private monthly membership as a content creator versus creating a course? Okay. Versus creating a course. So many thoughts here. This is another common question that I've seen in my comments, in other people's comments and other people's content. Why should I start a membership versus creating just a one off course or a series of courses? Okay. First of all, let's talk revenue. Let's talk business, recurring revenue. With a monthly membership, you have the potential to generate ongoing recurring revenue because members are paying you every single month. It's a subscription fee, just like Netflix, just like Disney Plus, just like your cell phone bill. All right. This is a subscription fee that people are paying, just like my man Terrence said, right? He mentioned Disney Plus and Netflix. You pay for those every single month. Maybe you pay for it every single year if you're trying to, if you're smart and and you go into annual plan but you're paying for it every single month or every single year, right? Recurring revenue. It's amazing. I love that model. And depending on who you ask, this is really the peak evolution of a business is to get to recurring revenue, right? Every single month you're going to get paid. You get 10 members today. You keep those 10 members happy. Next month, those 10 members are going to pay you again. And then hopefully you've been doing, your marketing and referrals and things like that, all those motions well, and you're going to get another 10 members, right? So now you have 20 members in month 2. Month 3, those 20 members carry over. They're paying another fee. And then you get another, 10, 20 members. It just snowballs, right? That snowball effect of recurring revenue for your business is a beautiful thing. Now, it's not passive revenue. I want to be clear there. This is not passive revenue because you don't just leave your membership alone. Hopefully by now you understand and you kind of hear that this is a very active business. You got to be involved. You got to be in people's lives. You got to be doing, live streams and creating new content, fresh content. You got to be managing your community and bringing value to your community. And you've got to be connecting people with, each other inside of your membership. This is a real active business. This is not passive at all. All right. Second reason why you would go with a monthly membership over a course is higher lifetime customer value. All right. If you're familiar with this term or this concept, then hang out anyway. But I just want to explain this is that as your members stay subscribed to your monthly membership, the lifetime value of that customer tends to be higher compared to selling a standalone course. So let's say you sell a course for $200. Right? That's the price of your one-off course. Now, instead of $200, you say, hey, the membership where you access everything, you get everything. And so, you get all my courses, you get my live streams, you get to be part of my community for $20 a month. And so if they stay for a year, then you've already made $240 from them in a membership. If they stay for 2 years, then you've made $480 from the lifetime value of that customer is now $480 versus just selling them the $200 course, right? So that's a very simple example, but the numbers can change, right? The numbers can, as your membership, you may in year 2, you may increase your membership. You may be charging $49. I know that there's some memberships out there that charges $99 a month or higher. And so you want to make sure that you're doing that. Now, also think about the amount of work that goes into building a course. Now, sometimes you may be able to build one course maybe once a year, right? Because of all the work that goes into it and all that stuff. And so, again, that could change your numbers there and change your calculations. Okay. The third reason here is community engagement. With a membership, you are able to foster a community of like-minded individuals, right? Which is amazing, who share common interests or goals, right? They can interact with each other. They can support one another. They can engage in discussions with each other. They can collaborate with each other. Hopefully, they can even connect in person and have meetups under your brand. That would be so amazing, wouldn't it? And so you can create a sense of belonging and camaraderie that may be lacking in a standalone course that's usually just on demand, right? Now, let's also dig into that and double click on that. Some courses do have a community aspect to it. But how would you feel if you sold somebody a course for, let's say, $500? They get to be part of your community now, and they don't buy anything and they don't pay you. They don't buy another course because maybe you don't have another course. That's the one course you had, and you've been so busy now with other things as a content creator, and you're not able to create another course. And so now they have access to your community until when, right? And so until you either decide that, hey, I'm going to start charging for this community, or hey, I'm going to close this community down, or what, until when, right? And so you have to kind of think ahead a little bit when you have just a one-time fee product like a course, and they have access to something that's ongoing. There comes to a point usually where you're like, hey, I'm not being compensated for managing this community anymore. What do I do with it? You either neglect it, or you let it go, or you close it down, right? Whereas if you had a monthly membership, you wouldn't have any problems. The thought of like, hey, I'm going to close this community. Well, no, because you know what? You're getting compensated. You're building a business that's recurring revenue, and these people here, these members, they get to be part of that, and you're being compensated for that. And so the business side is covered. Your revenue is covered. It's growing, and so you don't have to think twice about investing into your community. Okay. This also leads to deeper member relationships, right? Through monthly memberships, you can develop deeper relationships with the members over time. That interaction is priceless. They get personalized support. You get to hear from them. You get to learn from them. What are their pain points? And you can just take that information, take that feedback and insight, and create feature programs, feature content for your membership, and also for your public channels as well. Okay. The scalability of this is just, between memberships and courses, offering a monthly membership alongside your courses, you can diversify your revenue streams if you want, or create multiple income streams from your content. As your membership grows, you can scale your business by adding more members without significantly increasing your workload, unlike the limitations of a course where you may need to create new courses to scale, like I said earlier. All right. And so again, so many thoughts around this, but I'm going to leave you with one more thought here, is that with memberships, there's long-term sustainability, right? Building the monthly membership can lead to long-term sustainability as you create community-driven businesses, or a community-driven business, right? The community in the beginning, you're going to be very active, right? There's no, I don't want to lie to you there. I don't want to paint a picture that it's super easy to build a community. In the beginning, it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of you starting conversations, a lot of you engaging with your members. You have to be the host, and you have to be the loudest voice in the room, typically in the beginning. Now, as your community grows and matures, it gets tighter and more engaged, and there's a loyal aspect to some of your members that are now starting to rise up. You can weather fluctuations in the market because they're going to stay with you, right? And so whatever's happening in the market, the ones where they feel connected, that they're part of a community, they have a sense of belonging, they're getting ongoing value. Those are usually the last things that they'll cancel when they start looking at their credit card, or, start looking at things. I'm going to stay with this community because this community was really helping me. I'm getting a lot of value here. And so those people are also going to be the ones that are going to start being your moderators for your community, and being the ones that start conversations and help other people out and help new members out. And so you, as the owner of this private membership or community, can now start stepping back a little bit, right? Stepping back a little bit. You're less involved in the community, and you're just over there. You're overseeing, you're making sure that there's no bad actors or bad apples in your community that is going to ruin the experience for others. But you're going to be you're going to be able to step back a little bit and really look at other things that you can do with the membership, whether it's investing in maybe another host, another person, another cast member in the content, bringing on another team member perhaps for another additional live stream each week, that sort of thing. And you can start focusing, looking at marketing and more creative ways to market and promote your membership, right? Because the community itself is organic, and it's really takes care of itself in many ways, right? And so hopefully that answers that question there. There's lots of thoughts that I still have beyond that. I'm sure that we will get into it in future sessions, but that hopefully will answer high level. What are the key benefits of starting a monthly private membership as a content creator versus creating a course? Okay. If you have any follow-up questions, let me know in the comments. Now, this next question is a really tough one. Is a tough one. This one is going to take a little bit of time to go through in terms of really nailing down pricing. How do I set a competitive price for my monthly private membership? Now, this is a really good question because pricing is always going to be a moving target, in my opinion. But some thoughts on this as you start to research, as you develop and test your pricing. First, you want to research the market. You want to know what's going on out there. There's already probably comparables out there in the market. Study similar memberships in your niche. Analyze their pricing structure. Understand the different price ranges that are offered there in terms of content, features, live streams, community engagement. What do they get? And what can you offer? Is it going to be similar? It's going to be more. What's it going to look like? Determine your value proposition, right? What's unique about your membership? What's the unique benefits about your membership compared to others in the market? Who's your target audience? Are they, gamers, between, 13 and 18? Are they, baby boomers? Are they, millennials that are professionals and have disposable income? Are they, companies? Are they corporate? Corporate groups that have a budget to spend that they need to spend every single year on personal development. Who are your target audiences or audience, right? You want to nail that down, and you want to understand, do they have disposable income? Is this something that's a part of their budgets every single year? That could also be the case. Is this something that is a nice to have hobby for them? Or is it something that they need to really improve for their career or for their work or their business, right? Not to say that, a hobby is less value. Some people will spend more on, their hobbies, right? And so, yeah, it's really important to know that. Hey, Taryn. Hey, good to see you there. Numospect is here. What's up, Bree? Good to see you. All right. You want to look at maybe tiered pricing options, right? That's also possible. In the beginning, you may want to have one pricing option just to make it less complicated for yourself. But as you grow, you're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to tier my pricing. So this pricing, you get the basic community, you get access to the community. Second level pricing or second tier, you get community on-demand content, and also the live streams, right? The members only live streams and Q&As, right? So you might want to start tiering your pricing, and you might want to even segment your audiences, depending on different pricing options. You want to test and iterate, right? Anything in pricing, you always want to test. Not all the time, not every single week. You don't want to change pricing every single week or every single day. But you want to test the pricing, and then, after a certain amount of time, you want to test it again. And then as you test new pricing structures or pricing levels, you may want to grandfather some of your early subscribers into the original pricing, right? So that they can benefit because they've been there with you since, the early days. As your pricing and you test higher pricing and things like that, then you might want to grandfather them in. It's just a nice benefit for being loyal to you since the early days, right? You may want to try some special launch promotions. Now, this is for folks out there that are just launching their memberships. You may want to test special launch options, right? You may also want to, monitor your competitors' pricing changes. Now, like I said, competitors, I'm not a huge proponent of hey, I'm going to watch all my competitors all the time. It's just not my nature. But if every now and then you want to just do a pulse check and see what other memberships in your space are charging. Did they change their pricing? Did they add something, remove something? Did they have different tiers now? That sort of thing. And again, lots of thoughts around pricing here. But I want to leave you with this thought, and I'm sure we'll dive more into different pricing discussions and pricing tests and things like that. But I want to leave you with this thought with your pricing is always get member feedback and adjustments. So continuously seek feedback from your members, new, old, long-term, members, and you want to get feedback regarding pricing and the perceived value of your membership. You want to use this feedback to make adjustments to your pricing structure and ensure it really aligns with their expectations and the value that they receive, right? Really, really important. All right. So we have one last question. We have some thoughts here. I like what Numospect is saying. I like what Bree is saying here. She said pricing tiers seem best for my clients. Numospect is amazing. They've got her and Trevor have a cool membership that they run. So make sure you check them out. And she said, great advice. As we got proof of concept done, we kept our OG founding members at a free level. Very cool. Good for you guys. That's awesome. And they pay us with their referrals. Fantastic. So there you go. So you launched, and as you now added a paid tier for your membership, which I 100% suggest that you do right away. Get into a paid and start, monetizing that membership because it is work. But you kept your original founding members at a free level, and you encourage them to send you referrals. That's great as well. You may want to, time gate that or time limit that. That's totally up to you. But just a thought that came to mind is maybe you say, hey, you're going to be free for a year, 18 months. And then after that, we're going to be going into regular pricing, and then you can always have an affiliate program as well. Affiliate programs are really powerful. And, I would even suggest that every member that you have, you set them up with an affiliate link and make sure that they're part of the affiliate program. Terrence, Tech with Terrence says, I like pricing for different levels of commitment. It's great. It's fantastic. And we will upsell them to a higher paid tier. That's what Bree said here. We will upsell them to a higher paid tier. Very cool. Awesome. All right. I'm going to just check out of this one, and I'm going to share a different screen here with all of you in just a second. So let's remove this. And let's share a different screen. And so the question that I had here was... let's see the question that we had. So the question that we had was, what platforms or tools can I use to build and manage a monthly private membership? Okay, so that's the question. What platforms and tools? Bree, I'll let you answer this one. I was kidding. But I'm going to answer this one. And this is not meant to be a plug, although it's going to seem like a plug. But my answer to this one is going to be Uscreen. All right. And so for those of you, I need to make sure that as we talk this through, there's going to be some folks here that are super brand new to the concept of memberships. And so, you don't even know, like, okay, well, now that I have decided that I'm going to build a membership, how do I do that? And so I want to bring you to this website. Now, for full disclosure, I work at Uscreen. I'm the head of partnerships and community at Uscreen. Love my job there. I get to work with amazing creators like Bree and lots of other amazing creators out there. So many, actually. And so it's just really awesome to help them, really build these memberships and build this revenue where they can, build, closer relationships with their community, their subscribers, their audience, and help them along the way. And of course, build a very good business around it. And so for those of you that are figuring out, the platforms and tools that you need, Uscreen, definitely check it out. Go to uscreen.tv. You're going to learn so much there. I'm not even going to tell you to start a free trial because we don't really, want people to start a free trial until you're ready, right? So go to Uscreen. My suggestion, go to the examples page. Check out all the examples that are here. Okay. You may find yourself fitting into one of these, niches, but I'll tell you right now, a lot of people say, well, I have this is what I do. I don't think there's anyone that will pay for my membership. You'd be very surprised, right? We see a lot of creators in all sorts of verticals anything that is represented on YouTube as a type of as a vertical, as a niche, is using Uscreen. All right. So from cooking, baking, entertainment, of course, churches, faith, spirituality, e-learning, fitness, arts and crafts, dance, kids channels. I mean, this is a whole topic about, monetizing a kids channel or a kids based or channels for kids on YouTube. It's almost impossible. And so a lot of creators that have YouTube kids channels, they use Uscreen, right? The Art Hub for Kids, for example, on YouTube. If you check them out, they're using Uscreen. It's really awesome. And so I would suggest go and check out all of the different sites and what people are doing in their within their memberships, and really just see, hey, like, is this something I want to get into? This looks pretty straightforward. Whatever that initial thought comes to mind, go check that out. Check out all the different features. Just browse around. I would also say, if you go to the very bottom, you will find, I'm going to find it here. You're going to find our blog. Okay, so go check out our blog. There's so much awesome resources here and information. Go check out our blog, and then go check out our YouTube channel. Okay, here we go. Share this tab instead. There. So go check out our YouTube channel. And so our YouTube channel is amazing. I'm going to say thank you to Daniel. You'll see Daniel here. I'm going to see if I've got, there he is. There's Daniel. So you'll see Daniel here, and you'll also see our amazing team member here, Kylie. So you'll see Kylie. Kylie's on the very left here. She's amazing. And so you'll see them just talking to different membership creators and how they built their memberships, how they're marketing, promoting their memberships. And it's a really awesome resource to have here. And so make sure you go check that out. All right. So there you have it. We are going to go to, this last slide. I swear, this is the last slide. It's not going to be Q&A. Or it is Q&A. There you go. So last slide. Let's get into some questions. So this is time for questions here on the live chat or in the comments. All right. So if you're watching this, thanks for watching. Glad that you were here. Glad that you spent some time with us. Make sure that you ask all of your questions around memberships, whether it's building, launching, growing, scaling your memberships. Ask all of your membership questions in the comments, or if you're listening to this on the podcast and you can't comment on podcasts, someday I'm sure they'll figure this out. But in the meantime, send me a message on LinkedIn, on Instagram, with whatever questions you have around building a membership, launching a membership, and growing a membership. And we will answer it in a future session. All right. I'm going to read a couple more comments here, and then we'll shut it down for the day. So Spec says, yes, we will upsell to them to a higher paid tier. Perfect. Membership is based on offering not only great advice, but building a community that brings customers together. Uscreen is excellent at providing a space just to do that. Thank you so much, Bree. I appreciate it. I had a great time hanging out with Trevor, and hopefully I will hang out with you soon as well. Maybe at another VidCon, another event. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out here today. This is great. And Bree also said, we help content creators develop their craft along with space to spotlight their work and share it with their fans. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And yes, Terrence, awesome. I like pricing for different levels of commitment. This is great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Had a great time. Hopefully you got some value with some of those common questions. Some of those maybe you were already thinking of, maybe some of them you weren't thinking of. And hopefully either way, hopefully you got some value out of this session today. If you have any future questions, if you have one right now, then make sure you let me know, and we will get it into the next session. All right. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome long weekend. I think my both it's Canadian Canada Day yesterday, and I know it's 4th of July on Tuesday. So my American friends have an awesome long weekend as well. Canadian friends as well. And we will see you in the next one. All right. Take care.